The toughest thing I've ever faced in my life, how I overcame, I've got 6 responses to that. So I'm gonna have to read off the sheet. The toughest thing I ever faced, of course, was prison. Because I went in as a teenager, I was 18 years old, I did 6 years in there, a year of solitary confinement. And that was heavy. The way that I overcame it, number one, I'm not a criminal. I knew that I wasn't a criminal. You know, what I did because I felt that was the only answer I had to save myself and my woman at that time, you know, but I never enjoyed hurting people for money or to get ahead. I was never that person. In fact, I was totally opposite of that. You know, I was a guy who defended everybody from the bully, and just happened to be so that committing this crime, I felt that I was protecting my woman and doing what I was supposed to do for her. It didn't even have anything really to do with me. I was in a position where she was under my welfare, and I didn't have the money to take care of her. We were gonna be homeless, our cars broken down, and I felt it was my responsibility to stand up like a man and do something. So I stood up and did what I thought. So knowing who I was and knowing that even when I went in, I even told the guys in there, look, they tell you gotta follow the convict code. I said, let me tell you something. I'm not a criminal, dude. I'm just passing through. I just committed a crime. That's all. So don't try to pull me into y'all little crazy convict code stuff. I'm not a part of that. You know, I'm just passing through. We can be cool, be friends or whatever, but I don't enjoy hurting people. I ain't trying to be in no gangs or nothing like that. So that's one of the things that helped me. The other thing was education. You know, no matter what situation you're in, educate yourself. And I educated myself about prison. I educated myself about the law. I got very knowledgeable, so knowledgeable of the law that I sued the governor of Wyoming. Didn't win. But that's how I think of a 19, 20-year-old kid with having the guts to go to court against the governor of a state while he's in prison. But that's how much I studied. So education, I went to college while I was in there, you know, studied psychology, you know, oh my goodness, you know, I became a horse trainer, a trainer of wild Mustangs. I learned how to break horses. I learned how to milk cows. I became a certified butcher, certified carpenter. So I just got myself as educated as humanly possible. So education was the other thing. Accountability. That was the main thing. I can remember the day I got sentenced. You know, the judge said to me, you know, Jermaine, I'll give you blah, 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 and hit the gavel, and I just kind of, all right. And then they sentenced my girlfriend, and I actually cried when they sentenced her, and then the judge said, hey, do you even care about yourself? You didn't even blink when I sentenced you. I said, yeah, I care about myself. He said, well, how do you feel about going to prison? I said, I have to go. I said, I'm try and get a job in the kitchen, eat good food. I'm gonna work out. You know, I ain't gonna smoke cigarettes. I'm not gonna be getting tattooed up or joining gangs. I took the accountability that I'm going. You're going. So why whine and cry about it? I said, and I committed the crime. So what can I do? And the judge told me. I remember he said, wow, I've never heard anybody speak like that. If you keep that attitude, you're gonna be one of the greatest people in the world. And I thought he was a moron for saying that to me. And I guess he's right. I turned out okay. You know, so I made a silent promise to God. You know, a lot of times we need to be humble about what we were claiming and planning to do. It wasn't something I was, you know, I wasn't the guy running around. I don't smoke cigarettes because I'm better than y'all. I'm going to be great when I get out of here. I didn't do that. I said my prayers and I said to God, you know, what I believed in, that, hey, man, you know, I'm sorry for this, you know, of course I did what I had to do, but I mean, if anybody would have made the wrong move toward her, I would have shot him, you know, and that's not good. I would have, you know, so I was wrong for that, you know, and when you help me get through this, I'm going to promise that I'm going to use my strength to stay good and stay right. So that silent promise, not something I made loud in a church or anywhere like that, but between me and that entity was one of the main things that helped me also. I kept a combative will. You know, I definitely was ready to defend myself at any and all moments, you know, never being weak. And when I say combative doesn't always have to be physical violence. Most of that is mental. Most of that is de-escalation. Most of that is befriending someone who you figure is probably about to become an enemy, which we know the best way to win a fight is to not have one. That's the ultimate way of winning a war, is to stop the war from happening. We know the best way to defeat your enemy is to make him your friend. He'll never be your enemy again. That way you defeat him forever. Selflessness. I made sure that it wasn't just about just me. You know, I helped other people. In fact, when I was in there, I taught martial arts to the inmates for free. And I even taught them a little something because I said, the guards can train with me if they want to. And the inmates like, what? You can't? I said, first of all, this is my stuff. You don't have to be here. You can walk out if you want to. Secondly, those are people, they're human beings, and I'm teaching them how to not crack your head open when you do something stupid, because now they're gonna know how to restrain, they're gonna be disciplined, because the guards need this stuff mentally just as much as we do. You know, lastly, if you come to my dojo on the streets, there's gonna be cops there, moms there, children, everybody, you know, ex-cons, you know, nerds, everybody's gonna be there, so you might as well get used to it while you're in here. So that was one of the main things, is making sure that I always did something to help others, and especially to help others who were weaker than me and or in a worse position than I was, because then that helps you keep your confidence up, helps you not to be a whiny little baby. And you know, I always say this, I got a philosophy I like to say, I said, don't ever cry more for yourself than you cry for someone else in your life. You know, so that helps you to kind of stay in that position. So those are the things that, you know, help me to keep it right.